Welcome back to my channel, Code and Success. My name is Anton. On this channel I talk mainly about programming, personal development, how to make money, and things like that. And in today's video, I want to share my opinion why I think investing in Bitcoin is foolish and why you should not do it. Let's start. First of all, this is just my personal opinion. This is not financial advice. I'm not some expert in investing or something. I don't work in this area, and this is only my personal opinion. So whatever you do, do it on your own risk and use your own brain. That's what I want to say. So today we have the 10th of August 2025, I think, and I think Bitcoin is around $110,000 or $20,000 already. And I remember when Bitcoin, the first time I really heard about it, I was still in school. It was like 10 years ago, I think, or even 11. And I remember Bitcoin was around $3,000 or $4,000 per coin. And I remember I started my Ausbildung, becoming a software developer. I was 18, 19, and 27 now, by the way. And I remember there was a slight bearish market, a small run where it was going up the chart, and I was going crazy, oh my, Bitcoin is going to 16,000 euros or dollars, wow. And now it's 100,000 and no one really cares about it, and it's it became normal. And you can ask me, do I regret not investing back then in Bitcoin? I could have invested in it. I could have put a few thousand euros, I guess, and it would be now 100,000 euros, one Bitcoin. I think I could have bought back then somehow, and I would be a little bit rich now, but I don't regret it at all. And I want to explain to you the rule by which I think we people should invest. I treat cryptocurrency simply as gambling, because it is just speculation. You don't have any control. You maybe have some graphs and you can think, oh, if it goes up here 3 times per week, maybe it will go up another time this week. Still, this is speculation, and the real people, the real experts who work at the Wall Street, maybe they have some clues about whether it will go up or down, or some people working at some banks who have high positions, who know which government might buy hundreds of Bitcoins or thousands of them. But you, my dear watcher, you most likely are not one of those people. You're just a normal person like me, I think. And for you, I want to say, don't do it. Even it looks great now, it looks like, oh, this is the perfect investment over the years. Bitcoin proved to always go up, so it's super safe. And I mean, those people on the Twitter or on the YouTube who always spam Bitcoin will go to 1 million, will go to 10 million. Oh, I should listen to them. They must be very wise, yes. Yeah, I don't think so. First of all, what is Bitcoin compared to other assets like stocks or real estate, the two big players? So first of all, I'm not a great tech expert in the crypto niche, but as I understood, it's simply 21 million coins or slots which are reserved, and by doing calculations with your computer you can achieve those coins or you can simply buy them. And it's a fixed amount, and that means there's scarcity, and this of course makes it sexy. And also there's a cool technology, which I have to say it's amazing, the blockchain, which can, to say it easy, simply track which wallet bought which coin for how much, where did something get sent to. People can still track the founder Satoshi Nakamoto, his wallet, and if there was any transactions, and no, there hasn't been any. And that's a very cool and interesting feature, of course. And the good thing about Bitcoin, or in my opinion, the best thing about Bitcoin, is simply the fact that you have money at your wallet. Like my friend Peter, who lives in America, I live in Germany, he also has money in his wallet, and I can simply send money to him, or he can send money to me without waiting for several days for the okay from the banks, without paying horrendous fees to the banks just to send money to someone else. You can just do it quick. It's there in a few seconds. Okay, you have to pay a small fee. That's fine, I guess. But it's quicker and it's cheaper, and that's the only good thing I like. So people who say Bitcoin will go down to zero, I don't think so. I don't think it will ever go down to zero, because there's always this principle that you can send it very quickly, receive it quickly, and you pay only very little fees, and you're still somehow anonymous, but I don't think for very long. So now the things I don't like. You simply give it value because many people believe in it. It's same with the fiat money, like with the US dollar or the euro. It's only because the governments have it, and there's a trust in the government, and then people also trust it, and that's why it has value. The paper itself, the $1 bill, has no value. So that's for me mostly the same with Bitcoin, except of the few cool features. It's like, to simplify it even more, me building a program, like I make a database which can have 10 million entries, and I'm telling people like, hey, this database is very cool. You should reserve a slot in the database by giving me a little bit of money. And you can exchange it with other people, and then people will pay money, and be in this database. They can maybe swap some places and buy more entries in the database, but that's it then. After 10 million is done, boom, database is full. Hooray. That's how I see Bitcoin. Like, there is no value to it, it doesn't produce anything, you cannot do anything with it, you cannot hold it in your hand, you cannot influence it. Like, the idea of Bitcoin was like the decentralization. It means like no one is really controlling it. But all the big companies like this Sailor company or governments, they buy like thousands of Bitcoins, and when they buy them or sell them, the market goes like this, and you say it's not very controlled. It is controlled by the big players, and you're just a little fish. And if you invested in it 10 years ago and you've been lucky that it went up, congrats to you, really. But now I think it is a very stupid idea to continue doing it. Because first off, it has no real value. It doesn't produce anything, and only people believe in it somehow, that it's a cool idea. That's it. Second thing, I believe governments will restrict it more and more. People now say, oh, it's so cool, I can just like trick the government and like work with crypto and do my business like this. Yes, but mostly crypto is bought and sold through websites like Bitpanda or something else. And what happens now if the governments will say, okay, here in Germany you cannot buy or sell cryptocurrencies anymore, or we will tax them by 50% or like some other nonsense. What happens then? And what if all the big countries will start implementing those rules to make it harder and harder for you to make money with crypto? What do you think will happen then? I mean, doesn't the same thing happen already in our life with real estate, with stocks? Here in Germany, if I buy stocks for 1,000 euros and sell them for 2,000 euros, I have to pay around 26-27% tax, capital gain tax, just because I sold them with a profit. And if I don't make money of them, they are silent, they will not say anything. If you have lots of real estate and you want to pass it down to your kids, you have to pay inheritance tax. Or if you're buying real estate, you have to pay tax to own the land and whatever. You have to pay, usually in most countries, tax every year for the fact that you own something. Like, you see, the governments, they all like made up some reasons why you should be more taxed, and it made life more and more difficult, and continues until today. Back then there was no income tax. Then they implemented it because, oh, we have a war, guys, this is just temporary. Then they forgot about it. And then more and more and more until people got used to it. And now here in my country I have to pay around 40% income tax. Isn't that madness? This is madness to me. And you think you're so clever with your few bitcoins, with your cryptocurrency, to believe it will always go up and to believe you will always be free doing it. I don't think so. I think you will burn your fingers very soon with that. It can crash heavily without getting up again, or you will just be restricted. The simple rule about investing which I have, okay, I'm not a big player like the big companies, but just listen to it, listen if it makes sense. I only invest in things that have been there for a long time, which produce value where you see the value. For example, gold. Not a sexy investment, but it's been reliable over centuries, over thousands of years. It always goes up, it is material for jewelry and other stuff, and it's scarce. And you can hold it in your hands. Stocks. You simply buy a piece, a chunk of a company. The company produces something, and you think the company will become more and more successful, which big companies usually do. And so you make money off of it. Makes sense to me. My favorite, real estate. There's more and more people, especially more and more people coming to Europe. They all want to live somewhere. You have apartments, and someone needs to live in those apartments. You can touch them, you can influence them heavily by doing renovations, by choosing your tenant, by raising your rent, and like you have much control. With stocks, company crashes, what you do? Black Friday, you will jump from the bridge. Don't do that, but people used to do that 100 years ago or 2008. So, in Bitcoin, what happens if they rug pull it. If someone makes a big joke, like imagine Satoshi Nakamoto will wake up and say, oh, you got scammed, and like that's some funny thing, and the value goes down. Like, this will not happen, but imagine, like, where's the control? I don't see it. What if the government says, hey, you cannot buy or sell Bitcoin anymore? What if Putin says that he invented Bitcoin, just like the one oil billionaire said that Putin is behind of it? What happens then? That's why I don't see Bitcoin as investment. Also, you asked me, why don't I regret investing in Bitcoin back then? The reason of it, and because I followed a rule. It didn't make sense to me, so I don't invest in it. And I have the rule from poker. I used to play poker, just okay. And many new poker players, they often they have a hand which is like okay, like in Texas Hold'em, let's say you have a 10 and a 9, like not very good cards, nothing special, and you fold them because you don't want to lose a few chips. But then you see the river and it's like a 10, and a 9, like you have full house. You think like, why didn't I do it? And many newbies, many beginners, they will be stuck with this regret. But this is nonsense, because they acted like this in the first place because those were bad cards. And you don't know the outcome. And they just trusted their rules or maybe their feelings, their intuition, whatever, and they stuck with it. Sometimes they get lucky, sometimes unlucky, but in the long term they will be lucky. That's what I want to talk about, the long term. So you just stick with this rule in your life, not only in poker, in investing, and you should be fine. And that's why I don't regret it not buying into Bitcoin. And even if it goes to a million tomorrow, I will still be happy. I will not regret anything. So, think for yourself. Do you really want to continue gambling with Bitcoin? If not, I recommend buying stocks, buying gold, or better, buying real estate. Think for yourself, use your brain, don't listen too much to others, but think for yourself. This is my advice. Thank you and goodbye.